Hey guys, what's up? I'm back, and this is lesson 2 in our uh, online Visual Basic tutorial playlist. And today we're going to be making variables. But before we go ahead and start making variables, we're just going to have a look at this. This is the first video in my series, and I encourage you to go out and check that. There'll be a link on the screen somewhere. And if you're watching on a mobile device, there'll be a link in the description. In that I basically show you how to set up Visual Basic, how to download that from this website here, and how to run it and make your first application. We're looking at sort of console.writeline and console.readline, which you'll find very useful in that. So, moving on, making variables. So, before we start making a variable, we need to know sort of what a variable is. A variable is basically a kind of a box. We can think of it like a box, and we can put a name on that box. We can call the box something like input1 or variable1, and then we can write something inside the box. We can put numbers inside. We can put I don't know, letters, words, whatever. And that's the cool thing about variables. You'll find them really useful. So that's what variables are. Let's go ahead and write down a variable. So this is what we start off with. We dim, that's kind of like save or whatever. That's how we write the variable. Now we're going to write down the variable name. So I'm just going to call mine variable1, if I can spell it properly, variable1. Notice it has to be one word, okay? It can't be several words, just the one word. I encourage you not to call it like variable1 or something. You could probably call it like something useful like random number. Obviously it's not very random if you're making it, but number1 or whatever, you know. So right now we're going to stick with variable1 because I'm going to use it in various scenarios, so bear with me. After you wrote down the name, it tells you write as, so I'm just going to write as, and then you want to save the data type. In the description below I'll leave you a link to a document that has all the different data types, but two main data types. If you want it as a number, type integer, which is a 32-bit number, or you can write byte, which is also a number. If you want to save it as a word, then save a word to it, then just write string. And yeah, I'm just going to write integer for the time. And now once you've wrote it, you'll get this green line, and this tells you that you haven't used it yet. It says unused local variable. Because we've saved it underneath submain, it's a local variable. We can just highlight this and move this up, and now it's a global variable, but we're just going to make it a local variable. We'll go into that in another video. Now here I can actually write a value to it. I can make it equals and then any number I want, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, now we're just going to test it. So console.writeline, and I'm going to write variable1, then console.readline. If you don't know what these two are, then I highly recommend you go check out the first video, but I'm just going to go through it just in case. So console.writeline, we're telling you to write variable1. Notice I haven't used speech marks, because if I use speech marks, it'll copy everything, so it'll just write variable1 on screen. And so I can actually show you that. It just writes variable1. But I want to display this value, so I'm going to stop the application, delete these, and yeah. So it shows you, it just basically pastes that number onto there. And that's a simple variable where you assign what the number is going to be, or what the value or letter is going to be. Close that. Console.readline was to make sure it stays up, otherwise it basically just shuts down as soon as it gets up. So there you go, console.readline. And now we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to move these down, and we're going to make it so that the user, whoever's opening the application, writes the number in. So I'm just going to leave as a variable, and I'm going to say console dot write line insert variable. I can't type on a variable number, and then we're going to do variable 1 equals console.readline, and we're going to play it, and it's going to ask us to insert a variable number because we've told it to ask us. Now I'm going to put in a random number. I'm going to put 14, and it'll write 14 because we've asked it to. Now let's take a look at sort of what this is, what we've done here, because we've just gone through this. We want to look at this bit in particular. So I'm going to play the application, and let's see what's happening. So we've asked it to ask us insert variable number, and here we've asked it to read the line. So it's just reading this line. Whatever you type here, it's going to read it. We've also said variable 1 equals console.readline. So anything we write on this line will be chucked inside the variable 1 box, and then we can ask it to write what's inside the box. So I can put any number, it can be as long as I like, and then press enter, and look at that. Now why has that done that? Well, because we've used an integer. Integer is a 32-bit value, and we use more than 32 bits there. But if I do something like this, it'll paste it across. So it reads whatever this is, it identifies that as variable 1, and then writes it on a separate line. And there you have it, guys. That is really just the introduction to variables, the two types of variables. So if I just comment this out, meaning the application won't read this, I can do equals, and I can set the value. Okay, so 35, and it will write down 35, and I can go ahead and I can then use this if I uncomment it. So also I can delete this if I know what I'm doing, but this is here just to give instructions and make it clear. I can use variable 1 or whatever the variable name is. I can change this to say if you're doing coin 1 or just a coin, and then I can change this to coin and then this to coin. Okay, so if you insert a coin, whatever the value of the coin is, it'll then repeat that. And this in particular is a slightly more advanced way, and you'll use this quite a lot later on in more complex projects that we do. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe for more videos coming out soon. And yeah, be sure to check out the last video. Probably be more videos coming out soon, so make sure you subscribe for that. If you have any questions that you want to ask, then leave it in the description below. I will try to answer those as soon as I possibly can. So thanks, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Bye.